Well, September has been dubbed Polycystic Ovary Syndrome Awareness Month, and with more than 4,000 women in Trinidad and Tobago being diagnosed with the condition, CNews sought to get a better understanding of how it affects women. Reporter Marie Hull spoke to experts at the Venus Clinic.
According to global statistics, 1 in every 10 women will experience polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, in her lifetime. It basically means a woman has small cysts on her ovaries, which sometimes makes it difficult for her to produce eggs. But as obstetrician, gynecologist and medical director of the Venus Clinic, Dr. Earl Brathwaite tells us, diagnosing the condition can be based on the Rotterdam criteria.
Polycystic ovary syndrome is a diagnosis of exclusion. Okay? Now the criteria can be broken down into 1, ovulatory or ovulation dysfunction or irregularity, where the lady is not ovulating as regularly as she's supposed to, which is monthly, or sometimes they're not ovulating at all. The second criteria is where they're having excess amount of male hormones, mainly testosterone, being produced from the ovary. The third criteria is what we all know as the ultrasound, when the doctor performs an internal ultrasound and he looks at the ovary to see if there is an excess amount of what we call mid-sized follicles.
He tells us the effects.
Fertility is one, but I also talk about things like developing what we call insulin resistance and diabetes. So ladies with PCOS are at a higher risk of developing insulin resistance and diabetes. We also think about things like sleep apnea. You know, studies have shown that these ladies are at a higher risk of developing that sleep apnea.
And how common is this condition?
Actually, in Trinidad, we are seeing a higher level of patients who may fit this criteria. Now, some doctors even quote as much as 1 in 6 individuals in the reproductive years having this condition at some point in time. So that's the type of frequency we're looking at where we're seeing this condition.
In terms of treatment of PCOS, while some doctors may prescribe medication, Dr. Brathwaite says lifestyle modification is also required. We spoke to nutritionist and founder of the Empower Nutrition, Moea Elias, who said the lifestyle factors include diet, exercise, and stress management.
Diets that are considered overnutrition, which means you're generally consuming too many calories. But what I've seen, especially in my practice as a nutritionist, is that especially young women, teenagers, early 20s that come with this condition, they typically all have a diet that's high in fast food, and that correlates with, generally means it's also high in fat and high in sugar.
She said management of each patient would be different.
Many of the women that are referred to me for PCOS are overweight or obese. So there's a common perception that PCOS is always associated with obesity, but it actually is not. There are also women who are normal weight and have PCOS. So, for example, those two women would need very different diets because one may need to lose weight and the other one just needs to maintain their weight.
For the month of September, the Venus Clinic and Empowerment Nutrition have partnered to implement a 3-month program entitled the Venus Power Project, Breaking the Cycle of PCOS. It's aimed at taking an integrative approach to overcoming PCOS. For more information, you can contact 757-7208 or 795-9311. Marie Hull, CNews.